Humanities, we didn't call it the humanities, we called it the arts. And it was the science and the arts. And humanities was a term, it was there, it was used for the classics, and slowly it came, but it was used for in America far more than Britain. And so I only hit it when I got there in 1968. And then at the end of the 19th, beginning 20th century, in comes English literature, as different kinds of people go into the university, many of whom are unable to read the classics in the original. So up comes English literature, and all sorts of reasons why it happens, and it happens. And so by the time I went to university, English literature was a big central subject. And I do remember my parents, who were not educated, but thoughtful people, would read about F.R. Leavis and C.P. Snow having a debate. And they'd read about that in the newspaper. Well, that's not happening anymore. That centrality has largely gone. I didn't like it when I got here because I didn't like that Leavisite judgmental way of looking at literature, or the idea of it being this moral act. It was not something that appealed to me. But the close reading that was instilled in me in Cambridge, I think, has stood the test of time. It's something I still do, and something I value. And then, of course, as science became even more and more important, the subject itself seemed to want to bring in other ideologies from outside. It wanted, feminism had huge influence, Marxism, the French theory that comes in, all these things come in from elsewhere and start to give what we seem to feel had a certain ballast to what could seem a rather trivial business. And in no time it overtook it all. And now I think we're trying to, while you can go on and on about how it's declined and why, but I think the main point is that it's had its time. We want a sort of globalism. We want literature. We want everything to do something and have a use within society. We want it to be something and something. And we use it for something else. The subject itself, the textual study of it, I think has declined. So if you put all that together, I think you get the decline of the subject itself, the use of the subject for other purposes, some sort of good that we regard as good within society, and then the emphasis on the monetizing of it. I'm from outside, I'm retired, and so I look at it from outside, and that's perhaps a jaded view of it, but I think it will last, and it seems to me that there is no problem with literature, or what you're going to call the humanities, because it will live, and it lives outside. And before it became a big university subject, what was it? Everyone was doing it. Yes, gentlemen vicars, school teachers, librarians, ladies who did something else in the day. Everybody thought that you should have that kind of humane education. It didn't have to live in a university.